something is stirring behind the scenes at St. James Park. And we're not just talking about another summer speculation. The buzz is growing louder, and the atmosphere among Newcastle United fans is increasingly charged with anticipation. There's a name being whispered through the corridors of English football, a player who, years ago, seemed untouchable. Now, something has changed. The possibility, though surprising, can no longer be ignored. And the truth is, if this happens, it will completely shake up the Premier League transfer market. Before revealing who is at the center of this story, it's important to remember, Newcastle's project is becoming ever more ambitious. The club, backed by one of the largest investment funds in the world, is positioning itself as a rising force in European football's elite. Precisely for this reason, every move in the transfer market is scrutinized with extreme caution. Star players, but also those with experience, are in their sights. And yes, there's a certain name that fits this profile perfectly. But there's a dilemma in the air, and it involves millions. By the way, if you're a Newcastle fan and want to follow every step of this story, along with other exclusive behind-the-scenes news, subscribe to the channel right now. It really helps our work and ensures you're always one step ahead of the latest Magpies news. Here, we dig deep, with credibility, reliable sources, and, of course, lots of passion for the club. So leave a like and hit the notification bell because what's coming is hot. Back to the topic. There's a key member of Manchester City's squad who seems to have lost his place under Pep Guardiola this season. A well-known name, undeniably talented, but living in the shadows of other stars at the Etihad. Trusted sources like the Chronicle and GiveMeSport have started highlighting a quiet move by Newcastle towards this player. And now, with insider info and a drastic drop in his market value, the transfer doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore. The situation, however, is delicate. We're talking about Jack Grealish. Yes, him, the England know. 10 who cost City £100 million and who could now leave for less than half that. According to the Chronicle, Manchester City are willing to accept between £38 and £43 million for the player this summer, and more, even in a potential loan deal. Newcastle is expected to cover a large part of Grealish's wages, which currently stand around £300,000 per week, an enormous amount by St. James Park standards. That's where the dilemma comes in. Although there are rumours Newcastle could have up to £150 million available for signings this window, spending nearly a third of that on a single player, who is approaching 30 and has struggled to cement a place in City's squad, raises many questions. Grealish's quality is undeniable, but is it worth gambling so much on a name who, lately, has been far from his best form? This kind of decision could shape the club's future for better or worse. Another factor complicating this story is Newcastle's own squad. Currently, Eddie Howe already has players like Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes operating on the left wing, along with Joe Linton who can fill that role effectively. Not to mention the young talents pushing for a chance. With so many options and a more measured recruitment policy, bringing in Grealish seems at least a bold move, and perhaps too risky. Moreover, according to GiveMeSport, Newcastle isn't alone in this race. Tottenham and Aston Villa are also monitoring Grealish's situation, with his future possibly decided even before the pre-season begins. The London club, in particular, is a strong contender, both financially and with promises of more playing time. In this scenario, the Magpies would have to act quickly and above all, precisely to avoid ending up at a loss. That's why, Magpies fans, your opinion matters. Would you sign Jack Grealish? Would he be a good bet for Newcastle, or just another costly mistake in house planning? Leave your thoughts in the comments because we want to know what the supporters think. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now's the time. Every week we bring exclusive info, detailed analysis and rumors from trusted sources. Here, the fans' voices always matter. What we do know for sure is that Newcastle is constantly active in the market. And names like Jack Grealish's, even when controversial, show the club isn't afraid to dream big. The project is solid, the ambition real, and the decisions made now will impact the team for years to come. The question remains, will Grealish be part of that future, or just another name on a long list of near signings? So, curious to see how this saga ends. Don't waste time, subscribe now because there's plenty more news on the way. The transfer window is just opening, and Newcastle is set to be a protagonist once again. Stay with us, because the next bombshell could drop at any moment. Sources: The Chronicle, GiveMeSport.